All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to talk about the 135-pound division as well as the 122-pound division, where Floyd Mayweather Jr., who's obviously gave a very big interview to Fight Hype that is being released in pieces, has said some things about Gervonta Davis and Monster Inoue, Monster Inoue, that should open your eyes, man, is make you say, wow, he really went there. In short, he challenged the boxing world to explain why Gervonta Davis is not in the pound for pound somewhere, and talked about Monster Inoue and where he stands and what he'd like to see with him and Gervonta Davis. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division and the 122-pound division, where one of the best fighters in the history of boxing, Floyd Mayweather Jr., had something to say about two of the best fighters that are currently fighting in boxing today, Gervonta Tank Davis and Inoue, otherwise known as the Monster, the undisputed champion at 122 pounds, and asked this in when he was talking about the pound for pound list and who he thought should be the #1 pound for pound guy. Before I get into that though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does make a big difference to the channel. Thank you so much to Matty O, who's just consistent in that super thanks, and my guy, Mr. Pragmatic. Thank you guys so much. And shout out to all my Bison brothers. You know exactly who you are. Thank you for your support for the channel. But let's get into this, because Floyd said some things that I thought were dead on, flat on, just right there. Have to admire what Floyd Mayweather Jr., the stance that he took in this interview about a lot of things. Only one thing that I could really hear that I disagreed with, and that's because I'm a lifelong Muhammad Ali fan, and I'm not trying to hear nothing about people comparing Muhammad Ali to him. It's the other way, Floyd. It's the other way. You're compared to Ali. But anyway, that bit of prejudice aside, he was asked about this whole pound for pound thing and said there's no way that he is going to put Monster Inoue over Terrence Crawford pound for pound. And he wondered why people did not have Gervonta Davis somewhere in that conversation. Said that he would like to get see a catchweight fight between Monster Inoue and Gervonta Davis. And all I could think about that was that he's trying to get Monster Inoue hurt, because he not only said those things, he also said something that was like, yeah, man, tell the truth, shame the devil. Said, look, just like Monster Inoue, he said, look, I'm not trying to down him, not trying to beat him up as a fighter or whatever, but he fought Nonito Donaire when Nonito Donaire was almost 40 years old and had fits with all kind of problems with Nonito Donaire. And he wound up knocking him out the second time. But he was like, if you're all that, you're supposed to knock out Nonito Donaire the first time, which was not what took place, right? He also said that if Monster Inoue is going to prove that he is that great a fighter, he needs to do what everybody else does. Come to the United States and sign up for fight in the United States and sign up for 24/7 random blood and urine tests. Now, this comes into play because of something that was said by Fight Hype and brought up about why the Steve Fulton Jr. fight with Monster Inoue was held up the first time, which was that he did not want to submit to, he had a problem, Inoue had a problem with the timing of the performance enhancing, the enhancement test and the regiment that was out there by Vada. So, and also, there's also the things with the double stacking of the gloves going into that fight. And Floyd said, look, yeah, Steve Fulton Jr. He's a good boxer. He's not a big puncher, but he's a good boxer, but he's not a big puncher. And we'll see what happens when Inoue does those things. Like, again, come to the United States where he can be subject to random blood and urine testing, unlike what his problem was with the fight with Steve Fulton Jr., which caused it to be delayed. Now, as far as the catchweight fight with Gervonta Davis, I'm telling you right now, man, that is not a good look for Monster Inoue. I don't see, first of all, you're definitely going to be coming over to the United States to fight Gervonta. There ain't going to be no trip over there to Japan where Gervonta's got to hang out in Japan for a month at a time. And hey, none of that stuff is going to be going on. They will more than likely be fighting in Las Vegas or fighting somewhere like New York City or something like that, where Monster Inoue is going to have to come over here. And why is that? It's because of the money. It's because of the money. And the fact that Gervonta Davis is just a much bigger draw in the United States, and his fights just make a lot more money in the United States than Monster Inoue's fights are going to make over there in Japan. Now, it also would not be the first time that Monster Inoue came over to the United States. I believe he's fought either once or twice in the United States. But I really do like what Floyd Mayweather Jr. had to say about that. And I think that he is also right about another thing that he mentioned, which was the answer to the question of why Gervonta Davis is not on people's pound for pound list. And he said it's because of his affiliation with Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think he's 100% right that is exactly why he's kept off that list. However, it's not just the direct association that Gervonta has with Floyd Mayweather Jr., but through the PBC, the indirect one. Because as Floyd had said in the interview as well, that look, if you're affiliated or you're doing business with the PBC and you're doing business with Al Haymon, me and Al Haymon are the same. You're also doing business with me, which is something that I have just no idea in the world how people do not gather that is the case. There is no PBC without Floyd Mayweather Jr. And the fact that Floyd Mayweather Jr. went from being a fighter that was at top rank, buying himself out of his contract, getting the big fights and winning the big fights at HBO, and then transitioning all of that, including a bunch of other really good fighters, over there to Showtime, and then setting Showtime up as a legitimate competition for HBO, has a lot of the boxing media, and did it without the boxing media, without the as Kamal Oz, shout out to Kamal Oz, likes to say, the corporate media. That's a lot of bad feelings about that, and you can see it in the way that almost every PBC fighter, Al Haymon, every fighter signed to Al Haymon is treated, because I do believe that they know full well that to sign with Al Haymon is like signing with Floyd Mayweather. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.